I used to think that for things to get better, I had to get better. That if I could just rise above the fear, suppress the shame, and pretend the pain didn't hurt, that it would go away. But it doesn't. Because every time you abandon a part of yourself, it doesn't die. It just hides. Buried in the lesser known corners of your mind, quietly pulling at the strings of your reality. What if I told you all the things you're doing to get better might actually be keeping you stuck? You can master the gym, you can eat healthy, you can build the perfect body, you can optimize your life. But none of it will replace the deep work that you must do with the parts of yourself that you've exiled. No amount of strength training or fat loss will make the shame disappear. No amount of hustle will fill that quiet sense of emptiness. Because growth isn't only physical, it's psychic, it's emotional, it's spiritual. And until you do the deep work, you'll just be decorating your prison. I'm not here to gatekeep. I'm giving you everything I know, but it only matters if you apply it. The first key is self-regulation. Learn to regulate your states so when you swing too high or crash too low, you can bring yourself back to the center. Because if you can't regulate your energy, your emotions will control your evolution. In times of dysregulation, move through the regulation loop. Observe, name, breathe, reframe, and move. Observe the thought or sensation or feeling that is unpleasant or bothering you or causing the dysregulation. Name it as accurately and specifically and as detailed as possible. Breathe into it consciously. Deep inhale through the nose. Hold the breath and exhale. And try to reframe it. Put a different lens on how you're looking at and perceiving whatever it is that is bothering you. The next thing, if all else fails, is to move your body. Get out of your seat. Start doing body weight squats. Get down. Do some push-ups. Run around the block. Do jumping jacks. I don't care what you do, but move your body. That is the regulation loop. And each loop strengthens your nervous system's capacity to hold energy without collapsing or exploding. To improve the loop's effectiveness, train your cognitive modes. There are 6, but today we start with the foundation, the observer mode. Observer mode is a metacognitive state, awareness of awareness itself. It's like activating a hidden brain inside your brain. You watch your thoughts, patterns, and sensations without judgment. You begin to see the difference between the mind that thinks and the consciousness that sees. And there's the paradox. Sometimes the very act of observing a negative state begins to dissolve it, because awareness itself is regulation. The sooner you catch a shift, the lesser its power. Once you've learned to self-regulate and to observe your inner world, we can move deeper into the shadows. Every human being carries parts of themselves that they've denied, suppressed, and rejected. Those parts don't vanish. They fragment. They become the silent operators in your life, influencing your emotions, your behavior, your choices. Take shame. It rarely travels alone. Where there is shame, there is often guilt. Where there is guilt, there is self-judgment. And when there is self-judgment, there comes self-hatred. Subtle, quiet, and corrosive. These patterns live in your subconscious. And until you bring them into awareness, they'll keep sabotaging your growth from the shadows. As we get into dark territory, I do have to clarify and disclaim that this is not therapy And I am not a psychologist. I am a coach, a fellow human who has walked through his own darkness and come out with a torch. What I'm offering is my perspective and guidance. If you need professional support, if you need therapy or medication or professional intervention, then go and take it and come back to me when you are in a more regulated state so that you can actually apply the things that I'm going to teach you. If you're in crisis mode, the stuff I'm going to teach you today is not going to help you. So deal with the crisis mode, get the help you need, and come back when the time is right. But know this, no one can do the inner work for you. Think about the emotions that dominate your life, the thought loops that trap you, the impulses that sabotage you. Every destructive pattern you carry can be traced back to an unmet need. A moment when you didn't feel safe, and your mind built walls to protect you. Those walls became your identity, and now, as an adult, they're the very thing keeping you from peace. If you've been unconscious for most of your life, then those walls are deep. But the way forward isn't to destroy them, it's to understand them. You must go inward, bring the darkness into the light, turn the unconscious into consciousness. That is where the transformation begins. Because healing isn't about becoming someone new. It's about remembering who you were before the world taught you to hide. This is the work. This is the fire. And this is where your real evolution begins.